There's news just coming in. RBI Governor Urjit Patel was heckled and shown black flags at the Kolkata airport. These are the fresh images that we are getting right now, where Urjit Patel, as soon as he stepped out of his vehicle, was pushed around. He was shown black flags and heckled by people at the airport itself. They are said to be workers of the state unit of the Congress. Alright, we'll just go back to those visuals in a second, but I want to get a quick word in from my colleague Urjit Kundu as well. Who are these people and what did they want? Urjit?
Well, Padmaja, it was a sudden flash protest by Congress workers outside the airport. Remember, for the past 2 days that Urjit Patel has been here in Kolkata, he had kept the entire media at arm's length. We've been trying to interact with him several times, but at the airport, when he landed for the first time, he refused the government vehicles and took his own vehicle.
Urjit, just hold on for a second. I'll come back to you in a minute because we have Babul Supriyo, Union Minister and BJP Member of Parliament from West Bengal with us on the phone line. What do you make of this flash protest by the Congress against the RBI governor in Kolkata, Babul?
Well, I somehow feel that there is some kind of something is basically getting wrong in Bengal. Whatever news are coming in from there, whether it is Congress misbehaving with one of the highest posts that we have in the financial world in the country, or whether it is the chief minister attacking the highest the second highest de facto constitutional position, the Prime Minister. This is definitely doesn't paint the right picture for the country and for Bengal. So as a Bengali, I definitely feel very embarrassed and probably ashamed by the kind of behavior that is meted out on Urjit Patel.
But Babul, many would also argue that perhaps this is the anger of the people which is reflected in the protest that was seen in Kolkata. It's only a reflection of what a majority of people actually feel.
Well, whenever I go to Calcutta, I was there 3 days back. When you actually go out on the street or you interact with people, you have people around you. These are not people; these are party supporters with flags and festoons. They seem to have come prepared to heckle him. So there is a difference between party workers, cadres, and people. So if Urjit Patel was on the road and if people surrounded him asking questions, we would have taken that. I'm sure people would not heckle the RBI governor. This is some incident which is done with a political motive, and it just shows the bankruptcy of Congress's political will at this point of time. The same way in which they are not letting the parliament function, they have not washed out the entire winter session. They have their supporters now with banners and festoons heckling the governor of RBI. Definitely doesn't, whatever the reason might be, whatever it is, you cannot just do this. This is not the appropriate behavior which is expected of Bengal, but that is where we are getting to in Bengal.
And finally, Babul Supriyo, is it also strange that such a large crowd of people managed to assemble so quickly, so close to Urjit Patel within meters of the airport entrance?
Well, I have got hit by huge stones just 2 months back. Police allowed that to happen. So it happens in Bengal. That's what it is. I had my own security. I had police, but they allowed the people to get close enough where they can throw stones from a 10 feet distance to me. So I'm sure Urjit Patel was, there and should have been cordoned off. But it seems that the police did not do what was required. That's why they got up close and personal to him. What we see are very disturbing images of Kolkata.
All right, Babul Supriyo, thank you very much for joining us with that first reaction. We also continue to have our correspondent Urjit Kundu with us. Hopefully no one was hurt because the images show that before anyone could really get too close to the RBI governor, the police thankfully had stepped in.
Well, Padmaja, that's right. But you also mentioned very clearly that there is some amount of anger, palpable sense of anger in a sense on the ground. Now, there have been two protests, a left front protest and a Trinamool Congress protesting outside RBI for the past 2 days. Now, this is the letter that has been written by Mamata Banerjee today, which was handed over personally to the RBI governor today when he came to meet the chief minister. And she clearly stated that she reminded the RBI governor of his duty, saying that you should not remain silent The people want to hear from you, and therefore it is imperative on him to break his silence, to speak out against this demonetization onslaught. So you can clearly see the kind of stance that has been taken by the Trinamool Congress. Does it come as a surprise that the Congress workers actually could get so close to the RBI governor, who is supposed to have very high security cover at the airport? That does not come in as a surprise, and many perhaps would speculate as to what was the reason behind it.
What did the cops have to say? Did you manage to speak to any of them? How did this happen? Was this a flash mob? Because they are awfully close to the airport itself, which in any case is supposed to be an area which is kept largely sanitized.
Well, Padmaja, you know, when Urjit Patel landed in Kolkata, there was massive security. There were two cars that had been provided by the state government. However, as we have been seeing, Mr. Patel is very reticent. Barely has he spoken out in the media ever since November 8th. And therefore, what he did was he gave the government, vehicles a miss by getting onto a vehicle that had been arranged by the RBI. However, that was not the case today, where he was in a government vehicle and he had pilot car. So it's a question as to how there was such a security gap that the Congress workers could inch so close to the RBI governor, and in fact he was heckled while his way inside the airport.
All right, Indrajit Kundu, thank you very much for having joined us. Yes, there may be anger. Yes, there might be protests registered, but to manhandle and heckle a man, is that a justified form of protest? We leave it to the discretion of the political party in question.